guys, this is part 2 of our series on organizing the children's bedroom, and we are starting today with the organizational process. The first podcast was about the decluttering process, and now we're going to start tackling each zone and the organizing, just some tips and ideas that may help you. Of course, it all depends on your age of your children, and their maturity and their activities during the day and your needs. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a lot of ideas, but you can tweak them and make them fit your needs. Now, the dressing zone would be your clothes, your closet, your shoes, vanity, laundry, all of those areas. We're gonna give you some ideas for those. Now, the first is just a little bit of information on clothing. Now, kids really don't need a lot of clothes. If you can't fit them in your closet, you can't fit them all in your closet, chest of drawers, whatever you use, whatever system you use to store your clothing, if it's overflowing, then you probably still need to do some more decluttering. That's my first tip for the dressing area. And here are just some ideas. Now, I do my research on two sides of the spectrum. I do a lot of research on families that have 18 people in their family. That means 2 parents and 15 kids, 16 kids. How does a family with 16 kids, how do they keep it organized and how do they keep it clean? Then I also go to the minimalist side and I find out what tips and tricks do they have that will keep the cleaning and decluttering and organizing easy. And I incorporate those ideas depending on what it is. Because I am not a minimalist, but there are things that I have minimized or I don't have as many of, so that I can keep it organized and clean. And I got those all, again, from both sides of the spectrum. Of course, you will have to make that fit your family. Now, on one hand, you've got the minimalist that says, hey, only keep 3 colors in your closet, a black and a white, and then your favorite color, and then your pants the same, so that you don't have to think. Well, that doesn't work for me. I thought I would do that, and I do have the blacks and the whites, and I do have a favorite color, but I like to change out my blouses a lot, so that's what works for me. I do have minimal amount of pants. I have my khaki, my gray, my black, navy, and maybe some brown. So I don't have an overabundance of pants, because I have 1 pair of pants of every color, and I may have 2 black and 2 khakis that'll go with everything. And then I have a lot of different colors of blouses and styles of blouses, long sleeve, short sleeve, and then I have the black and the white, so I can change out my blazers or my jackets or my sweaters. So that's how I do it In a children's bedroom, though, where they're so young that they don't know what they want to wear, this is going to be easy. And when they get older and they have their own opinions on what they want to wear, you're going to have to make those adjustments. But a great idea here to keep your laundry washed every week. These are just some suggestions. How much do you really need? Here is what I put limits on. 8 pairs of underwear, 8 pairs of socks, 2 pairs of dress socks, 5 pairs of PJs, 8 play shirts, just shirts that you wear around the house. The kids can get dirty, or if they have a dirty activity at school, they can wear it and not worry about messing them up. 2 holiday shirts, 3 dress shirts, 3 dresses, 3 dress slacks, depending on who you are. This all depends on the stage of the child is in, and if they still are potty training, have accidents, etc. Of course, because if they need more changes of clothing because of accidents and their age and diapers, that's all going to be adjusted for your personality. But I do suggest you keep that to a minimum as much as possible, because they can wash their laundry once a week, and it also forces them to take responsibility to wash their laundry once a week, because they need those socks again for the next week, or they need those underwear again for the next week. Because kids tend to just wear their clothes until they have none to wear before they do their laundry. Now, as a parent, if you're the person doing your kids' laundry because they're too young, it helps you do the 1 load, maybe 2 loads, and then you can fold it quickly, put it away, and you don't have to spend all day doing that child's laundry. You can do 1 load of laundry per day if you have a minimum amount of clothes to wash each day. It's quick and easy. Now, that is my tip for that. Now, in the closet, as far as storing clothes, of course, I suggest hanging the children's clothes at the child's height if they're old enough to dress themselves. There are little things that you can put at the end of the closet you can buy, and it will hold the tension rods. You can make those adjustments with tension rods or with the poles that are already in the closets. If they're adjustable, you can put little things so that it will hold those poles at a different height, but then that's up to you. If you're renting, you may not want to do that, but that's a suggestion, to put them at their height so that they can dress themselves. Now, top of the closet, you may want to put some bins at the top of the closet for things that you don't need access to. What I use the top of my closet for, now I know this is for children, so you'll have to make different adjustments, but I have 2 bins at the top of my shelf with sweaters and winter accessories. Now, I live in Texas where we don't have long winters. We may have just 1 long winter day. But nevertheless, I have 2 bins, and then my bottom drawer in my dresser is where I have my swimwear, and I will switch those out when it's swimwear and winter, and that's how I switch those out. But for those of you that have real seasons, you may want to divide your clothes out by seasons and have those bins be. This is where I think the genius person that made those IKEA cube shelves are genius, because if you have the same matching cubes that you use in your cube shelf on the tops of your closet, when you need to switch clothes out seasonally, all you have to do is switch the bins. You don't even have to do anything. Now, if you have kids of different ages and y'all swap, clothes, all the boys pass down their clothes, all the girls pass down their clothes, well, that works for that too. You can just, once they've outgrown those clothes, you put the whole bin in the other child's section. But anyway, I could go on and on and on. I've seen so many organizers that or parents that have used those IKEA cube shelves, and I think they're fabulous, and we'll talk more about those in a little bit. But in the closet, put the less used stuff up there in the closet. In mine, I have purses and hats, and then I have memorabilia for the kids that they're, like I said, they're already grown, so this is stuff that when they get married. But guys, you can't keep a lot of stuff for them when they get married. They're not going to want it. These are just items that I kept in a small bin, cubed bin, and if they want it, great. If they don't, great. But it's just one bin. I don't have bins and bins and bins of their stuff. Now, let's see. You might, it just depends on what you want to keep up in that top shelf of their closet and how that works for you. I already told you about the swimwear, beachwear, because with beachwear I have my beach towels, and with my my winter sweaters I have all my scarves and hats and mittens. And you can use the top shelf for all the seasonal stuff. Around the house, t-shirts and lounge pants I have folded in my closet in hanging cube organizers. You could do the same for your kids. If they have play clothes that you want to keep separate from the hang-up clothes and their school clothes and their church clothes, and you really want to keep it separate, something that they just put on every day after school, they have those hanging cubes, and I have my t-shirts, my short sleeve t-shirts, my long sleeve t-shirts, my lounge pants, and my shorts in those cubes. And the rest of the cubes I have my high heels, and I don't have a whole lot of high heels. I have let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe 5 or 6 high heels that I keep in the other cubes. And then I'll talk to you more about shoe storage later. So the kids can have shoes in hanging shoe storage in their closet as well. So let's see here. Oh, here's another tip for the kids, but don't be so strict with this that the kids don't feel like they can be creative. At the end of the night before bed, pick out 5 outfits that your kids can wear that week and have them ready in a little place, and let them pick out which one they want to wear Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Don't say, no, this is only one you can wear Monday. This is the only one you can wear. Just don't label the days of the week. Let them have some creativity and pick out the outfits that they want to wear. You can pick out 5 of them before they go to bed, and in the morning, just let them pick out of those 5 which ones they want to wear. But at least it's nice and ready. Now for little kids, I have seen moms put the little whole sets, maybe it's a pant and a shirt, fold them together. And then when the kid picks out their clothes, they've got the pants and the shirt all together. I'm not super strict about that because I was a stay-at-home mom until my daughter was 4. Then I worked in a preschool daycare, and they came with me. So, we really didn't have a problem getting dressed in the mornings. I don't remember having that issue with my kids, but you know your kids and you know the issues you're going to have, so you may have to pick them out the night before. Now, the one thing we did have problems with my son was he could never find his shoes. And it's not like he had a lot of shoes. He only had maybe 2 pairs of shoes, church shoes and school shoes or tennis shoes. You may have to go to the Dollar Tree and buy a whole bunch of Dollar Tree flip-flops for those mornings where you're in a hurry and you're running late and you can't find your kids' shoes. So you just have some slip-on shoes in the car for when you are in a big hurry. Or maybe some extra socks and shoes. The only thing is, you just got to make sure you put the extra socks and shoes back in the car for the next time. That's what we struggled with my son, is always he never could find his shoes. So having a designated spot for the shoes, or maybe you're the person that wants your kids to take their shoes off before they come in the house and put on flip-flops. Wear flip-flops around your house, and take your shoes off outside or in the garage. I don't like having all of that in my entryway because I have a very small entryway. Well, I actually, the entryway is my living room, and I don't want all of that in my living room. But if you are that person, that's a great idea for you. And I would love to be the type that, no one wore their shoes in my house. But I always was weird about, I didn't want to go barefooted in someone else's house. I never knew, I just didn't feel comfortable walking barefooted in other people's houses. I would rather put those little booty things over my shoes, or put on flip-flops when I go into someone else's home. I don't know, or socks, something. There's probably socks, because you can always wash the socks after your company leaves and always have a clean pair of socks for them to put on when they come in. That's a great idea. Let's see here. Now my dresser drawer only has 3 drawers, so you'll have to adjust this for your standards. But for my kids, I always kept the underclothes in the top shelf, the middle pajamas, and then the bottom one is seasonal. Again, you can do the seasonal, or it can be shorts and pants, whatever you keep in those drawers. But that's what I did, because my Chester drawer was also in the closet, so that kept all my clothes together. Except I do have a unique way of doing things. I have my everyday slip-on shoes, or my tennis shoes, my casual shoes, my around the house shoes. We'll talk about those later. But my socks I have 3 drawers in my nightstand. And so I have my socks in the bottom drawer of my nightstand, so that they're right there near my tennis shoes. And we'll talk more about that when we talk about the shoes. But of course, then it depends on if you have a vanity or not. Some people keep all their hair and beauty accessories in their bathroom, and some keep them in a vanity. There's not really much there about organizing a vanity. Of course, you can use drawer organizers if it has a drawer, but if you don't have a drawer, you can have baskets on the top of the vanity. But make sure, if you have too much and it's overflowing, then you probably need you need to declutter some more of those accessories, because you want your vanity to look pretty and nice and neat. Whether you use clear containers so you can see all your bows and accessory, or whether you have baskets where you can't see it and you just kind of have it so well categorized that you know what's in each basket and you don't have to have that visual. It just depends on how much room you have in your bedroom. And I'm going to go, I think cube shelves, those big ones from IKEA, are so perfect because on those you can have the whole top of the shelf decorative, the whole top row of cubes decorative, the next two or one, all your clothes categorized, and the very bottom can be toys. So you can have your toy storage and all your fold up clothes and all your room decor all on one shelf. I think it is absolutely fabulous. I just think that's the perfect idea. And you can also use those cube shelves as room dividers if you have two kids in a room. You can put that as a divider. They have theirs on one side and the other child has theirs on the other side, and makes a great room divider if you have to divide up the room. Now let's talk about the laundry. The dirty clothes, there's two baskets I suggest that you put in the closet: the dirty clothes hamper and a hamper to put donated items. Once you can't fit them anymore, you've tried your child, you put them on your child and you realize that they've outgrown it, put it in that bin. Now it may be to donate to a younger child in the family, or it may be to donate to someone in need or to drop off at the donation site. But you have that right there. I suggest, me personally, I dress and undress in my closet. That way, one hand motion. I have the dirty clothes, I put it in the dirty clothes. My shoes for the day stay in my closet. I put on my flip flops or my sandals for around the house. That way, I'm not taking off my clothes and laying them on the bed, laying them on a chair. They're not winding up on the floor. If they do wind up in a pile, in a mess, and it doesn't happen that way in my closet, but if that is something that is a habit that has not been broken, at least it's going to be in the closet where you can close the door and it'll be out of sight until you use a day or so to declutter your closet and reorganize your closet. My closet stays pretty neat because, like I said, I go in there, I dress and undress, and I put everything right where it goes because it's right there in arm's length. I don't have to undress and throw my stuff on the bed, and then before I go to bed, take my stuff off of my bed and go and put it away. It's already put away as soon as I get home. Now, what the pandemic did change in me is this. Now I do it as soon as I get home from work because of COVID. We were afraid that we were carrying germs on our clothes. So in the beginning, we got into a habit of, at first, some of us changed right there in the garage and went ahead and put our clothes in the laundry and took a shower because we were afraid of the germs. Later, we discovered we could actually go into, what I started doing was just go straight to my closet, take all of my clothes, put them in the dirty hamper, spray them with Lysol, and sprayed my shoes. I just disinfected all of my clothes and stuff in my closet, put on a clean pair of clothes. That way I walked around. So I already got into an extra habit of doing it right when I got home from work. Now, once you get, some of you may just do that before bedtime. You put all your dirty clothes, you dress for bed and do it that way. But anyway, dynamics kind of changed with COVID, and we developed different habits that we would not have necessarily have had if it hadn't been for COVID. All right, a rundown of some ideas for laundry to help you. Should be in the closet along with the donation bin. Wash laundry once a week. Only each person should only needs 2 towels. Each person only needs 2 towels and 2 sets of sheets. Those can be washed together once a week, the towels and the sheets for your bed. So you don't need more than one set, but you have an extra set just in case. That way your kid hangs their towel over the hook on the back of the closet door, or if you've got shoes hung there, then it'll be on the behind your door, bedroom door. But you have to have a hook for your towel so it can dry. When you go to the shower, you take your towel to the shower. Now, as mom and dad, we have ours still in our bathroom because we, dry off. We hang the towels in the bathroom. But my kids always took their towels to the bedroom, and then they never made it back to the bathroom. So this solves that problem. You only have 2 towels per child. They hang their towel on the back of their door so it can dry. They take it with them to the shower. And then when they do their laundry once a week, they can do 2 loads. One is all of their clothes. By the way, you buy all clothes that can be washed together. No more buying clothes that has to be ironed, sorted. All your socks go in a laundry bag. That is my number one tip. Buy those bags, those mesh bags that women used to put their pantyhose in. If you still wear pantyhose, you put them in those laundry bags. Well, use those pin it on the laundry basket. All of their dirty clothes can go in the laundry basket. All their socks can go in the mesh laundry bag, zipped up. You wash all of your laundry together. You don't buy stuff that is going to bleed into each other. This is all light. Buy all light colored clothes so it can all be washed together. You may want to wash your jeans separately. I don't know how you want to do that, but purchase clothes that's easy for your kids to wash themselves, where you don't have to worry about them all bleeding into each other. And they can do all their sheets and towels together, and then they can do all of their clothes together. Or they can even do it lights and darks, and then your sheets and towels can all be washed with the lights, and then you have all your darks. Whatever you're most comfortable with there. And let's see. That way they'll never have to sort through their laundry for their socks, and they won't be losing a sock because it'll all be in there. Let's see. Where did I leave off? A towel, wash the towel, use the cubes. Here's something that I just thought of. If you have all your clothes categorized in cubes, and let's say you only have 7 pairs of socks, and on the 7th day you wash all your socks, all your cubes are going to be ready to put the clean clothes in. So line up all those cubes, fold the clothes, and put them right in the cubes. Then you can just put the cubes away. I know I hated folding clothes and then taking the folded clothes and putting them away. I don't know why I hated that, but I hated it. So if I had had these cube shelves when my kids were little, I would have just taken all those cubes, and folded the socks into one cube, undies into one cube, t-shirts, pants, or jeans into one cube. Oh my goodness. then they would have just gone right back. Those 2 towels, I could even put those in a cube, or but then they have to hang them on a hook. You know, whatever the system is, that sure would have made it a lot easier. All right, and then shoes. We're going to go back to the shoes. I store all of my shoes, my dressy shoes, my heels, and my dressy shoes for work and church. I put those in my closet in cube storage, but you can put them in shoe bags. You can organize them that way. It depends on how many shoes you have. There are lots of different ways to organize shoes. I can't put my shoes in a shoe box because then it'll never come out of the shoe box, or once it comes out of the shoe box, it'll never go back in the shoe box. I'm just not that person that will make the extra effort. I can organize anyone else's stuff as elaborate and as easy as your personality is, but for me, my organization has to be super, super easy, or I won't utilize it. So my other shoes, like my tennis shoes and my sandals and my casual shoes for around the house, those are in a bin under my bed, because that's where I tend to take off my sandals or my tennis shoes before I get into the bed. They're my everyday, all day shoes. Where my dressy shoes, I want them put with my dressier clothes. So I put those in a bin under my bed, and my socks are in the bottom drawer of my nightstand. So when I need my socks for my tennis shoes, they're right there. I can sit right there on the side of the bed and put my socks on. If I need to put pantyhose on before I go into the closet to get my high heels or whatever, that is right there in my side drawer. Now, of course, if you don't have that much, maybe you can put your socks and your pantyhose in with the tennis shoes and sandals under the bed. It just depends on how many shoes you have. All right, guys, it looks like we spent a good 30 minutes talking about just clothes, your clothes zone, your dressing zone, and how to organize all of that in your kids' bedroom. So we're going to stop here, and we are going to take up on the next podcast. We're going to talk about our toys, our creative zone, and we will probably won't spend as much time on the other 3 zones. The other 3 zones will probably be very quick, so it'll probably be just one more segment to talk about the rest of the bedroom. So guys, I love you. Thank you so much for listening and tuning in, and I will see you on the next podcast or the next video. Thank you for watching.